Okay, first things first, let's see what Minecraft it captured. Captured the correct Minecraft. I'm also logged into Hermitcraft. Now, right now you can't even see it, but I'm checking to see if there's a key. There's no key. I'm sitting at the decked out throne. Decked out's got me all inspired for game design at the moment. Anyway, what we will need here on the twitch.tv/Xisuma, where we're doing a live stream, is bananas in chat, and I've gone straight into live stream today. Dutch Womble is the first to say hello in chat. So no pre-stream to let people turn up. They're now starting to tune in. It's the second live stream I've done in one day. Don't know if I've ever done that before. Don't know. I had some really great thoughts on how to execute this door maze, which we'll probably do a little bit of today. I want to come up with some new ideas and maybe explore a couple of these other ones. This, for example, I felt like was pretty straightforward and probably something we'll do towards the end. It'd be nice to innovate some fresh ideas. But let's focus on this idea now. Excuse me, burping. There might be a bit of that because I tell you, I've just finished eating, you know. Eating then streaming, that's what's going on over here. Thanks for bananas in chat, peeps. Means that we're live on the twitch.tv/Xisuma, where we did a live stream earlier in the day. So if you're thinking, hang on a minute, deja vu, X already streamed today. Well, there's nothing saying I can't stream twice, right? Anyway, here's my idea. Gonna need some of that. Nope, didn't go there. There we go. Gonna need some of this, some of that. Oh, that happens. That's the correct way around. Then that. Then this. I was thinking glass on top. Also had some suggestions for the player, for underneath the player there to be terracotta pointing them in the correct direction. I think the place we'll build this is like underground. So you'll kind of be able to look up and see the arena perhaps. When I say underground, the floor will be glass. That's why I put glass in here. So now what we do is get the old axe, do some world edit over here. Mooch Ream Cheerio says, I'm glad I get to catch at least one stream today. Well, it's good to have you with us. Let's now stack. I'm not really sure. What is the best way to do this? I kind of don't want to wing it and get it wrong. I think I need to think it through a little bit more just before I do too much of this, right? Okay. Oh, you can see it getting updated. What I need to do is think about how I'm going to update everything. Like there's a kind of like a radial limit, I guess you could say. Now we can power it from the side of a repeater, for example. Like that's a thing that we can do. Then it's all going to spread out. I feel like we need something different going on here. Maybe actually this is what I'm looking for. Aha! Yeah, no, this actually is starting to make some sense in my brain. So let's say we make it about that wide. I also don't really want to... Well, I guess I will stack the glass and doors. They might... I think they're actually going to end up being a pain, basically. That have them already here. What's that, like 7? Okay, there we go. Can't really see it in action. Actually need something up the top. Just to test. Oh, I never actually powered it? Yeah, okay. So all of that gets powered. That's terrific. Gonna take that off. So now what we'll do is stack that by 8. Okay, we'll go... Now 15 is as far as redstone. I'm going to go 13. And I think every single one of those would get activated. As would all the ones on the opposite side, right? And this I can already tell is like crazy big. It's crazy big. Maybe too big for our arena. Oh! Oh! Oh, I know why. It's because of where I copied it from, right? Should copy it from over here. Ah, that's kind of on the large side. And that'll get everything updated with a pulse. Now looking at the size of this arena, that's a large stretch, like a big puzzle right there. I think it might be overdoing it, but we'll have to see. So we've got a noise in the ear. It's Yellow Harold here for 54 months. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, thanks for asking, dude. We've got Grey Ski here with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the support. Alright, so now what we get to do is essentially design elements of the maze here. What I kind of picture is... I mean, I don't really have too much experience designing mazes. But in my mind, this one's going to be more about slowing you down and putting you into dead ends. We're probably definitely going to need some, like... How many do I actually want to kind of put in spots like this? So that bit there is kind of redundant. Therefore, if I do that, it might work out a little better. The other thing is your teammate can help you here. Oh, that's a great reason to have a glass ceiling. You know, a bit of teamwork going on. Now I don't want to do that and like block off the entrance fully. So the player's going to enter here. I think we should give them multiple choice on occasions. So that's all redundant. That's like your first bit. And it can also be about getting slowed down as well. So this bit here is about, do you go left or do you go right? And let's say it takes you kind of to the middle-ish, sort of around here. Let's put it a little further back. And I think what I want to do... It's not as open with the doors that way. Let's give it a little more space here. Something like that. Yeah, as I'm placing this, I feel like there's some sort of like concepts and arts to maze design that would probably be beneficial about now. But I just don't know what they are, right? Then over the back here, unless you're going to go into this space, there's really not much reason for it to be laid out like that. So something like that? Like, what do you think? No idea. We also need to stack it. So... Here we go, we stacked it. Now we're going to put in the doors. So, random rotations here. Nothing but random rotations. Just me spinning around like a headless chicken. Got to make sure that every block gets something on it though. Yeah, this will end up being a bit on the tedious side, but it's got to be done. Also, I'm not sure if jungle doors was the right choice because you can look through them, right? Should we let them? I think we've got to let the player look through a little bit. Otherwise, they're going to be completely reliant on their teammate. So we'll stick with that. We'll stick with that. We got noises in the ear. We got Not Writing Row here for 43 months. Challenger Jinx is here for free. We got Bloody Moon here for free as well. What is your view on the direction Minecraft is going? Personally, I think it's becoming less like Minecraft. I don't know, dude. I've played Minecraft for a long time, and to me it's a game that evolves and changes with its community. And that is very much what is kind of happening right now. Like, Mojang have really pivoted to this community-oriented way of updating things. Look at that. When we go into this space here, this idea falls apart a little bit. So I think maybe the idea of them finding the faster route could potentially be of importance. So I'm gonna just adjust things as we go here, right? So Minecraft is, you know, a community-driven game, and that's like one of the things from the essence of when I first played it, was that a lot of the content around the game was created by the community, skins and maps for you to play on, and, you know, YouTube videos, all driven by this incredible community experience. I think changing these blocks to jungle wood is going to be quite beneficial for, like, sort of camouflaging the area itself. This in itself might just make a fun little mini game that hermits have to play together. Like we could make a bigger scale of it, and it could be like cat and mouse. You've got to work with your teammate and, like, navigate them from one end to the other. I think I prefer the idea of this just being its own little mini game, which, if that is the result of our streaming, that becomes more so, I'm totally fine with it, because one of the things I want to do when we do this is have fun and not focus too much on how big of an arena we have to build. You know, if we find loads of cool stuff we can use for other mini games along the way, I'm all for it. But going back to this point about Minecraft being a communal game, like, you know, Mojang are adding things that people have voted for and said that they want. They tend to take the top thing on the feedback website and then focus on that for the updates. So it's very much driven by what the community want. And therefore I think, you know, Minecraft's kind of in a really good position at the moment. I think the dark times are behind. Back when I think the dark time was probably around, like, the combat update and a couple of updates that took a long time. That was like a bit of a dark period in retrospect. Now all of this here is actually kind of useless at this point. I'm going to remove the last of that. So making another modification. I believe the area we selected is still the same, so we should be able to replace our smooth... Where is it at? Oh, I didn't put in the M. I thought I put in the N. Oh, smooth. Okay, that's why. Smooth stone with jungle. Jungle planks, specifically. Okay, we need to... and then rerun that command so that we do it in that space. That's going to be far more of a maze, I think, to the player down at this level. Let's also put some walls on this area. So what we'll do is come back to this spot. Go over to this one here. And go / walls, jungle, planks. Alright. So this is like the end over here, and we'll make the beginning this bit here. Next thing we need is a glass roof. Bam! And we will set, let's go with white _ stained glass. Bam! There you go. So we've successfully built this challenge. Now the important thing to remember is that we can reset it. Bam, like that. It goes back to normal every time. We'll make a quick demonstration of this by opening the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors. Okay. Someone might use that to go straight through. That's a point. Kind of, you know, pointed out a shortcut there. Okay, and then they all go back to normal. Let's get a test dummy in here. We got Yuki Reiku here with a donation saying, just felt like showing some little loving. Thanks for being awesome, dude. Thank you so much for the donation, man. I appreciate the support for the channel. We got Xisuma Void stepping up to the plate. There we go. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so pretty quickly navigating in the right direction. You can kind of move through the doors a bit. Now fumbling a little. Not opening doors? Is it built above a road? No. What's going on here? Yeah. I assumed you were watching the stream. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be relatively quick to make decisions. And I think Jay has taken a strategy of not opening doors and moving through the open spaces. Ah, look at that, going back round in a U shape. Okay. This is interesting. Now, with a teammate shouting, go left, go right, up here, I think that would be hilarious. This is a game on its own. I think this is better as a game on its own. Maybe we'll build it on Hermitcraft and in the arena, have a small version of it in the arena. Like, why not? But this is a game on its own right here. Right, here's a challenging bit. It must be annoying. I should do this myself. I should run through it myself. It must be annoying to constantly come up against those jungle planks. If we changed it, I think it would make the walls too obvious and probably less opening and closing of doors. Man, it must feel so different being in there compared to being out here. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Going the wrong way! Let's find out anyone in Discord voice chat together. Maybe if there's like 2 people hanging out, one person can guide the other, and we'll see how that plays out. Best Gaming says 2 streams in one day. This is awesome. It is awesome, isn't it? Okay, I think Jay's given up. I think Jay's had enough. Feel free to come out. Oh, the sound's off. Oh, and that reminds me. The reason it's off is because I'm AFK, right, on Hermitcraft, and doing a quick Hermitcraft check for the key. Will I get a key? No, it's not ready yet. Okay, no key for me yet. Back to AFKing. Okay, back to this. Let's there we go. Bam. Sweet. Right. Anyone in Discord? See if anyone's with. And then we can get 2 people, one up top and 1 down here. Let's see how. Oh, and I got to reset it. I got to reset it. Bam. The reason it needs to be reset is so it's the same every time someone plays it. That might not be necessary. Actually, no. This would be great on Hermitcraft. It'll be about setting a time, right? So this will be a game that the hermits play blind. The 2 hermits have to start a timer when they go in. One goes up top, one goes down below. And they've got to navigate to the end. I think I'm going to use like a maze generator to create this on a big grid. Oh, this is all of a sudden like totally mischievous. I love it. We've made a game for Hermitcraft. Where are we at? I think Joe and Fawn are going to get into a call. That works. You don't have to be in the chat channel. By the way, we got Liger Gaming. Hey, dude. Gifted 2 subs to Japes, GB, and Seeper1. Thank you so much for supporting our community. Little update on what we were talking about in Discord. I contacted a musician I know. Just going to hear what they say and maybe get some custom-made music. That's what I was thinking. Nullify00 here with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Will this go up in the gaming district, says Beth's Gaming? Yes, and it'll be quite a big game. And I think actually really quite a novel, fun little thing. Both people get to interact together on the video, which is entertaining for people watching. There's a clear objective, and obviously the team that gets the best timer will have the best score. Will have the, you know, they'll win the prize, whatever the prize is. So we can create a game that everyone gets to pair up and play, and then at the end it's like, okay, well, who did the best? And I reckon it'll be funny along the way as well. I wonder if I should put a trap, like a hole in the middle. Here, I think they're about to go. When you're ready, go. Yeah, they are working together. Oh, this looks fast now, doesn't it? Okay, that's interesting. Maybe we have to put something in the top area to slow the player up top down or disorient them. Oh, this could get really interesting now, right? Like, what if they were either on a minecart, like on a fixed loop or something? Because we want to make it entertaining and disorienting. So for the player down below, we could also make it so the doors periodically like ticked or something strange like that. Like all of a sudden they'd change, but that's probably not a great idea. So as you can see here, working together. Now I think I'm noticing something here. The player up top could actually walk. Like they can, at the end there was a bit more of like, I'm walking where you should go. And the player doesn't actually see everything, do they, from up here, right? Like, so what we've established is we've got a game, but now we're working through what does it feel like when players play it, because I think what we're seeing here is that they'll suss out pretty quickly that you should probably just follow me as I make my way in this direction. Now we will make the maze tougher for the player up top, but for them it's a case they're leading the player down below. So we need something to disorient the player up top. This could be that they have their own maze to navigate, like we build a maze on top of a maze. I think that might be a bit too tough. You know, because you're like, come this way, but then you're going around here and you're like, oh, actually, I'm not so sure. Could be fun that way. Probably a little too advanced. There is the potential for us to do multiple rounds of this game by putting different challenges up top. So we could perhaps save that as a second wave for this game, right? This is definitely cool. Could block some areas with cobwebs, says the official Kino. I thought about cobwebs. It's just kind of like a slow you down annoying, right? What are we thinking? If you're up here, if you're further away from the player below. What does it look like when you're down here? Like, the higher up the player, it's probably not as helpful the higher up they are, but like if they're at that height, it might be even, unless they're directly above you moving one block at a time. I don't think height is the answer there. Maze on maze, and both players get to see the other one through the glass, says Not Right in Row. Well, what I'm thinking is interesting for the video is that the one player guides the other, so it's about interacting. And I like the idea of disorientation because it would be amusing to see the hermits try and communicate their way through this maze. Put the top player in a crawl space. That's a really good idea. That's a really, really good idea. Let's mess around with that idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make solid blocks above. I've just got a feeling we want this to be kind of claustrophobic. So I'm going to set Set block. No, wait, what? Set glowstone. There we go. Okay, now we're going to have like a trapdoor entrance, right? So they're outside, they then go in. Yes. This is kind of like a linear maze. So maybe it does get harder. Like, if this wasn't so linear, if I wasn't so sure where the exit was. Or maybe they go in to get something and come back out again. So, like, the player up here has got to go find where that is. Ooh, this is better. This is better. Because then we can make a big maze where the thing they got to retrieve is at the center. But the way to get there is not so direct. Now, do we need the player to be in a crawl space to do that? Like decked out loot, says Beth's Gaming. I don't currently see a way to scale this game beyond a single playthrough where you're playing for time. Maybe what you could do is make it so the thing they pick up in the middle is better the shorter you get to it. So the more time you spend in the maze, it's not as good. But I think that's kind of the same as having a timer, and it makes it just about getting to the middle, then getting out doesn't really mean as much, right? We could have multiple places to pick up items along the way to give you more score. Then it becomes a little bit about exploration. It's not as direct. I think there isn't much value to multiple runs here. I think what makes the maze experience a little fun is the communication between the players and the focus on the simplicity of time. If we add in more elements, I think it becomes a little too confusing. Reform Julian is here for 12 months, a whole year. Thank you so much, dude. We've got Randy Nicole with cheers and bits. What about having a sticky piston walls to change up the maze for different runs? Probably will make the redstone very difficult, Randy, because not only do we need to move the walls, we have doors here which can't be moved with pistons, and we also want to have a level playing field for every team that enters, so that their time challenge is, respective of the same challenge. That's why we have the resettable doors, so every hermit goes in with the same doors. Bloody Moon is here with cheers and bits, saying, waterlog the doors and add pufferfish for a second maze. You're inspiring me to do this on my server. Thanks for the motivation. Awesome, man. A bit of creativity, a bit of back and forth. Like, I'm thinking there's multiple rounds of this game, right? Changing the layout is incredibly simple. I love the idea of making it waterlogged. This game's got legs. This is the game I'm looking for, I think. Let's get some things on the idea wall, okay? The pufferfish, though, I think would have to be a Easter egg putting one position. So let's go waterlog season, puffer fish fixed. Right, it's got to be in a fixed position. So we're going to have like a waterlogged edition of this game. That's very simple to set up. Multiple seasons of, layout changes. There you go. So each season there's a layout change. I forgot what I said earlier. I picked up one earlier that was like, oh, we can do that again. But I forgot what it was actually. I think it was like a double maze. So a maze on top. Now chat is actually full of suggestions here. You could have the person on the bottom unlock areas for the person up top. That's a really great idea. That is a really great idea. That might make the double maze a lot of fun. Like, iron doors would be great for that. So, we would be able to perhaps put an element. Like, yeah, like a block can just be replaced with a button on the underside of a block here that has an iron door above it. Let me actually show all of that. Okay, let's also remove that. Okay, so what I'm talking about is this with a button there. So, I mean, it changes those, but don't worry about that. That lets the player above through. So I want to put that around here. Actually, kind of appreciate the decoration, but I need to leave some notes. So for me to remember that, I'm going to put it in this column. Yeah, I don't need to make any other notes for the other one, but that'll be the mechanic in which the player up top then interacts with the one below. Let's also put that back. Make the player above stand on a single block so he can't move. That might work, funny enough. Like, what if they're fixed here? And it's like, forward, forward, right. You got to always think what way the hermit down there is facing. But you'll probably pretty quickly pick up on that, I think. Give the player an invisibility potion so the bottom player can't see the guide. That's kind of a great solution. That's kind of an awesome solution. And they last 8 minutes. But you might see particle effects. So, some people have pointed out that you could use a minecart. I think that's going to need a clever design to make that work. I have suggested that. Double the glass to make fog. What we'd like is like a one-way look for the player up top, right? Blindness. Yeah, how do we give the player blindness? We can't do it with a potion. So that's probably too tricky. What about F5? Oh, I don't think that would be good. Turn off particles. Cheating is obvious. We don't want to put, like, you know, all those sorts of things in the way. We don't want to make it difficult for players. I know turning off particles doesn't sound difficult, but like it's better to go with a direct solution, I think. Just a dark maze, says Terry the Post. If we had dark glass, that would work, but we don't. There might be something to what you're saying. Make item frame map trick. And what is that? Is that a way to create like a one-way viewing station? What is this trick? Let's get some glass. I've got a vague idea I know what you're talking about. So that bit in the far corner, right? Like... No, that isn't a thing, is it? Does someone here know how to do it? Oh look, that bit's... Oh, how? What? Well, how is that done? Is it making the item frame invisible? Wait, what's invisible? Why is it invisible? What's the difference? Oh, I get it. Oh, no. That would need to be on the underside. That would be a real pain to do, but then you couldn't look up and see through it. No, wait. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, it just needs to be the other way around. That's potentially a way to do it. Potentially a way to do it. It would be a heck of a lot of entities to put. Because remember, this thing is going to probably triple in size. I think it might just be too many entities for the shopping district, really. Really good idea. Really good idea, no doubt. I think it's something to show off for sure. Let's go... just put one of those item frames on the wall. As a kind of reminder. That's a fantastic idea. So the waterlogged one is definitely a thing. I'm not sure if we got too many other ideas that fit. And in trying to figure out what one we're going to roll with, we've got the player going through, you know, so they're in a lower place, so they have to have a little more difficulty guiding them through. What if there can be an opening where you can shoot a target block and open up a part of the path? Make only small portions of the maze maps. Yeah, could do that. We could lay it out so that the player below has to use the door feature to constantly let the next player through, so you kind of, the top player goes through in stages, but make it really dark, one person with invisibility and night vision. I think invisibility for the player up top is probably the best way to go at the moment. Use gravel so you can change the walls. No, because you can't change the doors. Also, look, how are you going to move them about? You got all of this down below, remember? We got Vanitas Boy here for 7 months. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Anna Bombananas here for 6. Thank you ever so much. And we got 1,400 peeps tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button over here. We're going to do some more game design in the future. I feel like this little bit right here has run its course for now, though. Could you try the invisibility thing with your test dummies? I think it's good enough. I think I could, but I'm happy to do the invisibility thing for the first run. That works for me. Ha. Invisibility for both is interesting. I feel like there might be some value from the hermits actually seeing each other, but invisibility for both would be very interesting. Because you'd have to pay attention to the doors opening and closing. I'm not sure what would be more fun for the viewers, because then the viewers are not sure where the other player is, right? That is a good question. Like, what's it gonna look like if you're this player, right? And you're like, okay, come this way, come that way. I also think it might be. Let's say we're gonna hide something, right? They got to get to a certain point. It's probably gonna be in the ground, a chest, because I don't want it to be immediately visible for the player up here. However, we don't want them spending a crazy time looking for it. This doesn't feel like a crazy time to me, right? So then, oh, there it is, I've spotted it, because it's going to be easy to spot. So then the other player has to navigate to it. So then they head back to the beginning and they work together. Now, I feel like if you can't see the player down below, it's less entertaining for the person up top who's guiding them, perhaps. Or maybe it is. What do you think, peeps? Would you like or not like seeing doors opening and close without a hermit there? So, like, yes or no to invisible player down below. What do you think is going to look better in the video? Like, be more fun? Quite a few yeses, but also some nos. And for those people that are saying no, are also elaborating, saying it would mean more to see the player. Like, see where they're going. Okay, thanks. I appreciate the input. I think more of you want yes, but I kind of land on the side of reasoning that you should see the player down below. So, the player up above is going to be invisible. And maybe that's like the name of the game, the invisible guide, right? Oh, Spooky Doki's going to give it a test run. Oh, immediately I don't know where they are. They're like over here. Yeah, that's actually not very satisfying. It's like continuously like, oh, where are you? Okay, I think we're going to call it the invisible guide, right? Invisible guide game. IGG. Right, we can make a little sign with it as well. I like this. We've come up with a game design for Hermitcraft. I don't really need to do anything else now because I know that I can expand the size of this. Probably a couple of times over. Just wondering if I could arrange this middle bit different to make it bigger that direction to that one. So player goes up top. I mean, what are the instructions going to be for the hermits, right? One player goes in the bottom, one player goes up top and takes an invisibility potion. You have to get into the maze, find the barrel in the ground with the item in, and get out again. Then we should also put in the instruction hints that, like, the player up top can go look for the barrel and then come back. That's not against the rules. That's what we'll say. Okay? And then it just needs some redstone for a timing circuit, right? And I think many of you are probably thinking EFO hover clock, but that's probably not what we want. I think we'll use the hopper drain speed. I know you can go slightly fast. Actually, let's think about this. So we want it to be resettable. The problem always with a timer is that when you reset it, you usually have to wait for items to drain. So one thing we'll want is a comparator that says if the game is ready to play or not, right? There's a few components of redstone here that we need to hook up. Well, what am I looking for? Chest? Just sort of half thinking about redstone and half thinking like I need to pick something out here. So this hopper's going to be locked. And then we power in the items that way around. Actually, we probably want it so that when that's empty, you're able to play. I swear, didn't like the repeater and comparator used to be some of the first things in the redstone menu, and now they're just like all the way down at the bottom. Okay, if the lamp is on or off, the game is ready to play. I think it's always better to have it on than off. Okay, so if the lamp is on, the game is ready to play. Your score is whatever you end up with in this chest. So one thing we'll need is a locked repeater over here. Sorry, a locked... Yeah, a locked hopper. So all of our items are going to be in there. Are these dispensers, the droppers? Like, do you know? I just don't want to use. TNT right now. So you're going to press a button to start this contraption. And when you do that, we're going to activate a very fast clock, which will probably be with observers, right? Which we move and start and stop them with pistons. So it's not the ideal for ideal position. We'll move things around as we go, right? Like, now is that putting? It is, but we did not lock this. Okay, I think because we can do 9 stacks, I think that's going to be reasonable. That's a pretty good tick speed. Okay. Now, the reason it's like that is because the player has just activated the game. I don't know if we're going to leave this where it currently is, but the way that would have been done is actually not with a sticky piston. So, we'll change that out. Here's your input. Okay, now they also need a button to say that the game is over, right? Which will activate the one on the other side. When they press this one, it wants to... Right, we need to make like a bit of a flip-flop thing around here now, okay? It's very important that we let all the items drain. So when that button's been pressed, this needs to turn off. But it also needs to know when it's empty. It will be empty... Is that draining? Yep. It'll be empty when that torch turns off, right? So let's grab some redstone. So this redstone is going to lock the hopper when the hopper is empty. Let's simulate that. Hopper is empty. Okay, all items are in there. Now, when we press this button over here, that wiring needs to interrupt what's going on here. So we need a way to turn this into... Let's grab a sticky piston. Maybe the sticky piston is over here then. Right, so the current situation is that everything is empty. That's what we want. When we press this button over here, we wish for this piston to become powered. Now this then means that items are potentially not in the hopper. It's actually going to lock the hopper. I think I got slightly the wrong idea. I think what we're making here needs to run off of that. Okay, so we need to detect what's going on with that. I'll probably want to make it so that all the redstone stuff's kind of hidden. So let's do that. Like you've just seen, is actually a repeater that we're looking for here. Now, when there's a block there, it goes through. That's superb. Okay, so we press this button. Items are now going into that chest, and right, we've got the old T flip-flop setup needed again. This needed to have been something that can get powered back the other way. How that's going to happen, I'm not entirely sure. There is probably a better way to create a T flip-flop than what I'm doing. I just don't know what it is, I guess. Anyway, eventually we're going to run out of items, but there's still one there. Why is that? Is it because this thing's constantly powered? It might be, yeah, it might be, which is fine because it needs to reset. Might also mean it'd be a good idea to actually power the block next door. So if we go ahead... By the way, if you're thinking like all of this looks ugly, compactification comes last. First of all, you get all the components in place, and then the other stuff comes later, right? So if I do that, let's see what happens. Oh, it might have actually just been cycling them in a loop, in which case I'm going to leave it where it is. Because that needs to be locked right about now. That would have actually been there in theory, right? So what's happening now? Because that's locked. Okay, it's run out of items. We'll forget that there's one in there for now. So that can continuously move the items. Then the team needs to come and press the other button, right? So it's going to turn that off. But it also needs to power this one here, I think, right? So if it pushes that over to there, it means the items are now draining out. Okay, when the lamp turns on, they can go again. So all the items drain into here. The lamp is on. The team can press this one. Let's check the hopper. Hopper is empty. Items are being moved across. Then the team presses this, which also needs to power that. And then everything gets drained out. So we built it. Now, we're using two T flip-flops here, and it kind of feels to me like we want to combine those together. Right, and also look at the nature of the buttons. Can we have it so our button is just one button that powers one side then the other? It just feels like there's the same element several times over that could just be kind of, you know... The game is immediately resetting. They cannot see their score. It's not immediately resetting. It holds their score in the chest. I believe so. Where are we at? German Creep Plays is here for 12 months, a whole year. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate it. Use a lever and sticky pistons. Oh, that's an interesting idea. No. Well, maybe. Let me think. Like, Ah, there is a problem. There is a problem. I understand what the other comment was about now. We see all the items fill up in here. They need to press a button to say done, and then a button to say... Ah, now I understand why the suggestion was for the lever. Okay, so if we go ahead with a lever here... Right, I understand what you're communicating, chat. I've overlooked something. It might give us a bit of an issue back there. But let's say we go for another run, okay? In go the items, we come back and we hit this lever. Now it keeps the score locked. There's nothing in the hopper, and then when we know our score and we're done, we press that button, which is supposed to move this block. So actually, we don't need a T flip-flop there. Right, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. I think we now got it. So... that means this is no longer needed, right? And is there maybe a way... I'm sorry, that reset is for over here. Not there. Okay, so in terms of interface, like, I think we're going to end up with a reset button here that pokes its way around to the back. And... we don't want the lever bub powering anything here. Like, I do want to kind of make this look like semi-presentable, right? Like, here's your walk up to it and interact with it. You know, maybe there's some instructions on signs just there. So, I think we're probably going to look at the lever being here, so it doesn't quasi-connect or do anything like that. That's obviously... oh, but then again, it powers the... oh no, it needs to power that directly so it powers the one above. That's actually... right, that does need to be there. So in order for us to get the signal over to here, might just make sense to put the lever there. I'm not sure. I would like it to be a little more slick. If we put this here, I got a feeling it does its quasi-connectivity, right? Got to watch out for that. So all of this is unnecessary now. Okay, it's looking a lot more compact all of a sudden, isn't it? We've got a button there, which just needs to come down with 2 pieces of redstone. And that is pretty much it. Just a case of, can we make this a little more slick? So let's test it again. Empty, 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 just as it should be. So we start to get a score. Right, so something has gone wrong, and I'm guessing it is... this one is now being quasi-connectedly powered. Potentially what I do is I perhaps move it like that. I feel like maybe the better place to put the lever is actually over there. Now again, we're trying to like hide. Ooh, that would unfortunately... oh wait a minute, I can use slabs. This might just be the way to go. So that's not going to get quasi-powered, but that will. And then we can very directly power that there without quasi-connectivity. Don't think that's going to quasi-power this. Okay, so all elements appear to be in place. Except we're missing one pressure plate, which is in the chest. Okay. Right, so player walks up to it. Question is, we don't need those blocks, by the way. There'll be a wall around here. So they know that they're going to hit the lever when they go in. They're going to hit it again when they come out. Bam, they hit the lever. The timer starts. And it doesn't work. What now? Okay, that's stayed extended, which is fine. Was it supposed to retract it? Hang on, actually it might be that we didn't reset it properly, right? Like, there you go, that was probably the issue. It hadn't pressed the reset button, so that can break it. 60, are they all in the top one? Okay, that's not good. Another thing is, it's good to make your redstone like break proof. The fact that we just sort of broke it by pressing the buttons is a little concerning. So now in theory it's correctly set up. No. So what did I change? That must be quasi-powering it then. Let's put it there. Alright, okay, so that quasi-powers it. Great. I kinda really liked it when that was a nice clean interface. Sort of a nice clean interface. I just had a bit of a weird thought. This might mean we have to go back and make some iterations here, but like, what's wrong with the chest being there? Is that not a little more compact, right? Like, I don't see a problem with that. So that's all the same redstone, basically. But now the position of all this stuff is different. Interesting. So now I can put that there, and it's not going to interfere with anything over here. That doesn't need to be a thing. Right, we're powering that, and then we're powering this. I think we can even compact it on this side a little. So we kind of want the torch. Like, we want to say... I'll tell you what I could do. Put the lamp there and the torch here. This is making it super compact, and then that's kind of hidden. Maybe this is what it looks like for the player walking up to it. Okay, so then we got the button, which is now there. We don't want that powered, that's fine, but I can put that block here, and it'll do the same job from where the button is. What does that bit of redstone do? That is just a power source at this point, is it not? So that is... Why... Oh, now you got me wondering. I thought that I needed to turn it off, but we use a T flip-flop, so we don't need... That was redundant. When you change circuits, bits can become like redundant. I love this stuff about redstone. So, like now, all we need... I mean, this could actually just be a power source, right? So we don't need that. A little bit more compact. Okay. So now we got... Now, what would look really tidy is the reset button right next door to the power one. That might be pushing it a little bit, I think. But what we can do... I kind of want to block there, though, so you don't see the piston, right? You see the lamp, but not the piston. So that's basically the interface at this point. Kind of looks like we can put a block there to keep it nice and clean. And I think you're looking at it, peeps. I think you're looking at it. What I will do, though, is put redstone there. Wow, that got compacted. Okay, so current setup is all ready to go. Is it reset? Yes. So, hit that. Now, why no magic? Is it because of that? Wait, why are they not going up into the chest? Did I make a mistake? That is an upwards facing dropper, right? Why no go in the chest? Oh, don't tell me it's quasi-power again. It's quasi-power. It's because the lever is directly above the dropper. Oh, just can never get away from it, can ya? Anyway, now I press that button and this drains. And then the lamp tells you actually that you can't play because items are moving through the hopper. But when this is empty, which it will be in a second, that'll turn back on again. Oh, we almost got away from the quasi. I think that means we're going to put the lever here instead. So it'll power that directly, and then it means we just want, again, avoiding some quasi. And that is actually compacted even further. So, you know, I'll take it. Right, so the player, to interact with their timer, is going to be in a little room like this. And them clicking the lever once and clicking it again is part of the score. Potentially we could try and automate that with some pressure plates, but that might mess up. So I think it's a good idea to make the hermit in question do this. So, you know, they get their score, they come back, they hit the lever again, and it's 18. Brilliant. That's our score. Let's press the button so other hermits can play. They can't play yet because the lamp is off. And then it's ready to play again. Booyah! Redstone. Done. Next. What's next? What's next? Come on, I just walked you through a contraption. Who understood that? We started with chaos and we've ended up with elegance. The only thing is maybe a better way to automate it. Like, you know, what we could do is have an in and an outdoor for... Oh, that's a good idea. So if I use iron doors for timing here, right? Like, iron door to go in, iron door to get out. Here is... Here is the buttons, okay? They will have access to a button above their heads. The way out, it's there. The way in, it's here. That being said, didn't we say like they've got to get something out of the dungeon? So I feel like that doesn't make too much sense. Maybe it makes sense for this player here. That starts the timer. But then the player goes in to get an artifact and comes out. And then we could make it so the artifact goes into an item filter. That is another way we could do it. And I think it probably makes most sense if the player at the bottom is the one to execute all of this. So let's say the first door is an iron door. Okay, they'll be given a way out but like that to get back out again. But also, let me just grab that. This needs to go to like a bit of redstone, okay? So we're going to use the same contraption, but we're going to give it the same sort of input as a lever, right? So to give it the same input as a lever, what we have to do is simulate that to some extent, okay? So what is special about a lever is that it's a constant state. It turns it on, as opposed to a button which turns it on for a short amount of time. So how do we turn a button into a lever? We do that. Okay, now it's on. Now, when they come back out with the artifact and they put it into a chest, it'll go through an item filter. In fact, I might not even bother with the item filter. It might just be like an honor code thing. Okay, you come back out. Remember, they're not going to be able to see this. We also don't need that bit of redstone to actually be there. They are going to put an item into the item into a barrel. That barrel's going to have a hopper below it going into another barrel, right? So barrel 1, hopper, barrel 2. In fact, I can kind of make this potentially... No, I don't need to do anything to that. Right. Next thing we need to do is get a signal from the item going through the hopper. Guess what that's going to do? It's going to come over here and it's going to push that thing back. So this is incredibly simple wiring. As you can see. Let's get our redstone. Okay, so we'll remember this is going to go. This wire right here powers this, and we've got to position it in a way where they can also see this right here. So this is most likely going to be rotated and alongside this little area. Therefore, let's see if we can do that with World Edit. Actually, let's get an axe. Where do we want to put the next thing? About here. Okay, so I'm going to stand here. We're going to copy. We're going to rotate 180 degrees. And when I stand back down on this platform, there is going to be jungle planks to the right of me. So I need to stand here. Okay. Oh, I hope that stuff isn't that close. It's good enough. Excellent, excellent. And look where the lever is, okay? The lever is pretty much adjacent to where we need it to be. No, it's not. Sorry. I need to get that redstone signal across. So what we'll do is lower this. Right, and then... We don't want those to connect, unfortunately. Maybe it's better if I just go over here. This is kind of messy. We've lost the compactness a little bit, but that's fine because, you know. Okay, that's good. And then over on this side, I believe it can just do that. It's now simulating it, right? So we need to put our item in. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, I know why. I know why. End of game. We should see a score. Oh, it might not copied the items. Oh, it did copy. Oh, wait. What's going on? I know, I know. So when it comes through here, it needs to go a block higher. Something like that. Okay, I might be able to clean this up if I were to design it again, you know. Could probably clean it up a lot. But anyway, I think we're kind of there. I think this is it. So let's simulate all the actions, right? Hermit starts the game. Go! Their score is ticking up. They go in. They get the artifact. They bring it out. They shove it in the chest. And bam, they've got a score. Yes, that is far better for a player than to remember to come to this place and hit this lever. We're done playing. We press that and away go the items. X, 9 stacks isn't fast enough for how the timer runs, says Moisty Fires. I think 9 is good enough, actually. Then again, I kind of picture them playing for about 2 minutes. Like, I want it to be a 2-minute game, right? You might be right. They might end up in there for a long time if it's too difficult. Let's time how much a stack is and then multiply it by 9. So, let me get my phone. Let's grab that sucker. Stopwatch. I'm ready. I'm ready. Go. Okay. It's sticking up. Wow, that was a good call actually, because that is 14 seconds basically. So two and a half minutes at best. 2.5 minutes at best. And then that's the end of that run, and then we reset. 2.5 minutes at best. How long are they going to spend playing this thing? Oh, there's a message I'm not going to reread. But will you filter the artifact? I don't think I will. I think I'll just make it honor. Because if the Hermit's going to play it on camera. So if they cheat, it's kind of on them. It's just easier to do it that way. Rhett MK is here with the Prime. We got Noir Lion for 2 months. And Sky Shadow 5 here for 6. What did you think of the MC live show? If you'd like to know my thoughts and opinions on 1.17, there is a video on my second channel where I casually talk about pretty much everything in that update and my opinion on it. Timer Durai Plays is here with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the support. 9 stacks can just be max score, says Lunky Poo. Well, it becomes a problem if every team or multiple teams take over 2.5 minutes, which is entirely possible. So, alternatively, we slow down the clock, which is kind of annoying because that's a very compact, perfect little clock that we got there. And I don't know how we would put... I think if we were to do this again, right, with more than that, you want a system that probably looks like this. Okay, because then you can have that many items go into here. But the problem is, when you reset it, you then need... well, where are they? You then need like a bunch of droppers sort of coming around, right, from down below. So now you build a dropper elevator into the system and the whole thing probably gets pretty messy. Yay, Lord Vidicus. I've always said Lord Vicious. Lord Leviticus, yeah, Lord Vidicus. I think ultimately it's going to have to end up being that, isn't it? Like, I'm just trying to think of a solution off my head where it's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. We're just going to take care of that. But no. Ugh, yikes. This could get ugly because getting all the items back up there is kind of a pain in the bum. That being said, actually, I do know of a way to make it pretty reliable. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. We've already done everything that we need, and now we're going to have a relatively compact bit of redstone going on. Right. So that is our like resetting thing. What I'm also going to do is put stair blocks here to kind of remind me that the player is going to see that. Because then, and this is the height and floor of the room, right? Then we know that we can make it look slick for the player as well. The redstone lamp and the lamp button, I'm not sure where that's going to be, but it'll certainly be a part of this, won't it now? Probably won't need a hopper again. So maybe that's like over here or something. We'll figure it out. So I guess the first element is the hopper that the drain hopper that takes it down here. Now the whole thing's kind of swapped about, which is a bit irritating. That's the locked hopper. It's the same thing, I think. So if we're going to have a redstone lamp on that side, we need a locked hopper over here. By the way, peeps, tell me in chat, how are you enjoying the redstone? Like, am I explaining it well enough? Am I doing a good job? That is, like, really close to that. But how can I power it with a flat wall? Looks like y'all are enjoying it. That's really good to see. I'm glad, because, you know, when you can explain stuff like redstone, it's really helpful. It makes it more interesting, right? Maybe it could go there. But doesn't it need a redstone torch? Yeah, it does. And that means that... No, I couldn't have done it the other way. So that is sort of that compacted, right? So the lamp is there. Now, the button, I would like to go here, but it's probably going to go there and then come out this way. But we're not going to worry about the button just yet. So that is its own little independent system. The next thing is the T flip-flop that goes into that. That's on this side now. And if we're going to try and make a nice clean interface here, well, we're going to make things real difficult for ourselves. Real difficult. Craig Hugh Dre is here with the Prime. Thank you ever so much, dude, for subscribing. Appreciate it. So where is he building a timer? Lameo says fresh. The timer is here, but we kind of learned it was only good for 2.5 minutes. Sometimes, and actually pretty much every time I do redstone, I somehow manage to think of that way too late. Always way too late for me. Right, so there are elements here that change. When we activate this clock, we don't have to worry about something being locked. This time we do. We have to worry about that hopper being locked. It actually needs to be locked until we start the game. Which is actually our opening mechanism, right? It is this T flip-flop powering that in a continuous state. So we know that the input is going to be from a T flip-flop at a continuous state. I'm going to put a bit of redstone here. Because we're not going to wire that up again, right? That's for us to go, it's on, then it's off. And it will be on by default. So when the game's not being played, that is there. Very good. The thing that worries me is... Let's assume all the items are in the top. And we wouldn't start the game because you have to wait for the redstone lamp. So that means whenever there are items in this bottom dropper, that's its cue to activate. And how we're going to do that is with some more observers. I think what I'm building is a little simpler than I might think, but there's just a few elements to get together here. And that's generally probably a good thing. Now I think what we're going to do is that. And then this. I'm just not sure if it'll work each and every time. Now, I think, let's put in, oh, that's not good then. Okay. Now, when it's on, okay, that seems to be okay. I think we need something a little more reliable, which might be to create a clock. Which actually might involve a signal sort of coming out the side and then going to the, oh wow, wait, I can see it. I can actually see it. So if we do that, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, hang on, maybe still there's a way. So I can put a bit of redstone there. Now that powers everything. What we want to do is we want to create one where items don't get stuck inside. So let's put in, like, first of all, 1. Okay, we're missing a piece of redstone. That's got to have moved it to the top. Very good. Now we'll put in a whole bunch. Yeah! Yeah! This is good. This is good. Okay, now, where are the items? They're at the top. Because we're currently playing and that is... No, sorry, we're not playing and that is locked. The trick is, when the items come down into here, the one at the bottom needs to be locked. But the one at the bottom is different because it's going to rely on the player pressing the button after. So the reset button is probably going to be on the opposite side. Let's go grab our button. We want it to be there because we like neat and tidiness, right? And it might just have the potential, if that's the way that works. So, actually no, wouldn't that need to be a torch? Because, wait a minute, it's a button to reset it. It's got to activate a T flip-flop, so... Oh, this gets complicated. This gets complicated. Let's run through the steps again, because... right, we have a steady state input-output for when we're playing. We're currently playing... No, we're currently not playing, so nothing can escape the chest at the top. That's terrific. When we play, items are going to filter into that hopper and then into chest. So when we're playing, this needs to be on. But it needs to stay on when we're done playing. That's the thing that I'm struggling with. So let's imagine that our T flip-flop is here. And when that is on, also this is. So I'm going to put... Let's think about it. Yeah, when you start, you activate that one. When you finish, you're going to activate this one. The difference is, how do we keep that at the bottom powered? Might just be that we have 2 T flip-flops here, okay? That's probably the better way to do it. So remember, this is the game being activated and then finished. The one below it is the game being activated and the player pressing the button. And the button is going to have no easy way to get to that. There's got to be something a little different here, right? There's got to be something just a little easier to put it together. We've got noises in the ear. We've got Anna Bombanana gifting a sub to Annie Tang. Thank you so much, as always, Anna, for supporting our community. Imo Bat is here for 8 months. And Scorchius is here subscribing. Thank you so much, peeps. I appreciate it. Excuse me, I always appreciate the support. It could be that the piston itself is there, and I don't like the idea of it being on display, but that might save us a lot of headaches, right? And that would actually make sense that it's like that until we're ready to reset. Oh, that might be it. That might be it right there. We might be looking at it. Let's think it through again. So we know how the inputs up the top work. Okay, when we move this across, items fall down. That's fine, that's terrific. We finish the game, that comes back across, items are no longer falling down. Players can check their score. They want to reset the game because they're done playing. They press this button. It's going to unlock the hopper. This is automatic, so we don't worry about it. The redstone lamp will be turned off until all the items are drained out of here and then moved around. So the thing is, how do we have that automatically reset? I think the way that we do it is potentially with the hopper here creating a pulse that activates that, but kind of don't have that luxury. So can I detect something here? Oh, this would be beautiful if this works. This will be my favourite thing ever if this works right here. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So we got not enough items at the top. Let's put in more items. Okay, the game begins. This gets moved over here. Items are being drained at a slower pace because it's now running on hopper speed. Funny that. Bam. Now, because it runs on a slower speed, we kind of don't need as much. Bizarre. Anyway, right, that is the end of the game. The score was 22. When we press this, I think it's going to go back too soon. It's going to go back straight away, unfortunately. No, that is not the saving grace I'm looking for. What it might be... It might be that, like, when that gets pushed forward, it might not make a redstone signal there. If that is true, I'm going to need a block there. Will that mess anything up? I don't think so. So that might be the way to do it. Let's see. So we're done with the game. We press the reset button. Oh, the fact that it holds... Oh, what's going on here? Why is it all funky like that? That was a bit unexpected. And it also looked like this did not work in the slightest. Was it because of that block? Actually, wait, I've got to put them in there, right? You're now connecting to that. Okay, that wasn't a proper test. There's the problem. A repeater might fix this. There you go. I think that fixed it. Let's double check with some more of these. Okay, so now it's about like... Oh! It's not exactly fixed it. It would be nice if that were a bit slicker. Especially if I'm going to use this to power that. I wonder if there's a way we can slow it down. Like, what if we alternated those? Let's grab some items. Might have done that wrong, really. Probably have done that wrong. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that appears to move them. Excellent. So I've got to put them in here. It's too good, unfortunately. I can think of another way to do this, actually, but it then makes the next bit harder. Is we create like a clock thing here, but man, it's going to take up some space. Also, this is off by default, which means my idea doesn't work. Haphazard says it's emptying the dropper faster than the hopper can fill it. Yes, that is precisely what it is doing. We got Annabelle Banana gifting a sub to Roof the Banana Duck. Scorchius is subscribing. Chemo Sub B is subscribing. Timmy Shenanigans Gaming is subscribing. Thank you everyone so much for your support as always. I appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. X just have 2 inputs. 2 inputs? Let's see how that would... 2 inputs to the dropper? What does that mean? X, if you push that redstone block vertical instead of horizontal, it might be easier to lock the hopper. I don't know what you're saying at the moment, but an idea just crossed my mind, right? Like, when we activate this on that side, that's when items can come into this hopper. Now, if we power... Oh, this is like compactification of what we were originally doing, right? Like, I think what we actually want to do is come back to about here. Oh, and apparently that works. Like, we didn't need the extra blocks that we had. So if we come back to that, I think I'm gonna put a repeater, even though it's probably not necessary. But that might do the same job. So we need those items again, not TNT. Trapdoors this time. We chuck them into here. They get drained. Yes, because we were running it off of that. Right, now then, when this is unpowered, when that moves back, that's when we want to power that. So if this were a torch, like, it would make a constant signal. So we want a pulse. We want a pulse when it goes off. We need like a falling edge detector somewhere in here. I also don't think we're gonna... do you know what I just realised? That might have worked, but I didn't consider that this would be required to get the signal over here. So let's give it another check. Everything's staying in the top. Or is it? No, it's not. Wait, where is it? Ah, look, we do need them at every single junction. Very good to know. Very good to know. Okay. So that fixes that problem. Right. Let's see. We're checking to see if that gets powered. So I need to be able to see it and put items in there. That's going to be tricky. Right, let's go. Items, look down. Okay, now when it comes back, that's what we're checking for this time. So I'm going to speed this up massively. Yes! Bang! That is the whole contraption, I believe. I believe. Let's compact a little bit. That can probably... Oh, no. Bud powering. Quasi-connectivity. No thanks. Okay. Right, let's go suss out what's going on here. We need to kind of reset everything. Ready for a test. Okay, we've got no items in the system around here. That's brilliant. We're going to take these out. I'm going to clear my inventory. And we're going to count with emeralds. Let's use emeralds, okay? This is not going to count as fast, but it can go for way longer. So we put those up there. Okay, remember how we wire this up? Our button does one, our barrel and hopper does the other. Let me go simulate this somewhere else. Okay, so I will wire it up through the magic of redstone that the button goes to there. And I will wire it up through the magic of redstone that the barrel and hopper combination, which I'm missing the hopper, goes over here. So we are simulating playing the game again with redstone. Alright peeps, with redstone. So, we are ready to play because the lamp is on. Remember that? The lamp is on. And we start playing by pressing this button. We go into the maze. We have an amazing time. Oh, it's so good. This game is wonderful. I hope that that redstone thing works. Anyway, eventually we find our way out with the artifact. Bam! It's now reset that. We, the player, come and check our score. We got 22. We got 22. Look, the other items are up there. A hopper is actually stuck in the middle. I'm going to allow that. I'm just going to allow that. Probably not too much of a way around that getting stuck there, and I don't know what the implementations of that is, but then we press this button and it goes into reset mode. So we shall see everything is getting sent back up to the top. Bam. And that's it. This might mean, though, that the next team... Yeah. Anyway, it's ready to play again, right? It's empty, the lamp's on. So yeah, success. But now I'm wondering, is it possible that sometimes you stop it and there isn't? I think there's always an emerald now in that hopper. So I think if we make it with an emerald in, it's not going to affect the timing of the game. That is a game I'm going to possibly build in my next episode of Hermitcraft. Actually, I got other things lined up. So episode after the next of Hermitcraft, we're building a 2-player maze. And thanks to all of you, we've made it amazing. So thank you for tuning in and helping me out today. Father of Apocalypse is here for 24 months. That's 2 years. And Anna Bombanana is here gifting a sub to Anabolic Frolic. What an amazing username. Appreciate it. That's super cool. We done it. Look, we got the redstone. We got the concept. It's going to be bigger than this. It's going to be amazing, fun to play. And I tell you what, doing game design on stream is pretty cool. Do you want to know something, though? Oh, someone gave me the dungeon key on Hermitcraft. Who is this? Who is this hero? Who is this hero that we need to know who they are? I don't think they left me a message in chat. So how about I type thank you, stranger? I'll see who replies. I will see who replies while I check out who we're going to raid. So peeps, big thank you for tuning in today. Be sure to hit the follow button. And I will send you over to Ulraf, who's doing some Minecraft live reaction Q&A, and he's a developer of Minecraft, so I'm sure many of you are probably going to be interested in hearing what he has to say. Okay. What with 1.17 and all that. Peeps, hit that follow button and hit that rate button. It's now there in chat. Again, big thank you to everyone for subscribing, resubscribing, donating and cheering. Thank you to all my Patreons, and I'll see you soon with another one. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.